What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? My name's Dragon Skater, and I bet you weren't expected to see me back so soon. Well, I basically have some news, a little update, and basically some information on what to expect from this channel in the near future. Again, like I did when I first started this channel, sort of explaining what I was planning to do, but this is more of a smaller one. However, it'll be a much longer video. Now, obviously, I've been making my Outlast plays and things like that. And if you follow me on Facebook and Twitter and my Twitch and things like that, you will have known that I did a 12-hour stream for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. It was meant to be a 24-hour one. Nobody really showed up, and me and Frost that were doing it were we just couldn't do it basically. We didn't want to ruin the game for ourselves, so we did 12-hour gameplay, and we've already completed it now. But what I didn't originally intended to do was basically just take that clip, cut it up so that it's sort of 20-minute or half an hour segments, and just upload it on here as raw footage onto here. However, due to the fact that it was so long, we were so tired and things like that, there were extended periods of that where we were just completely silent. We weren't really doing anything other than just soldiering on through the game, trying to complete it. So what I intend to do, as it is a series that I absolutely love and completely enjoy, and as much as I have completed it, didn't really pay that much attention to it while I was doing it because I just wanted to complete the game. I'm going to be playing it through on here. Now, to get that going, for those of you that haven't actually seen the game, I've taken plenty of time, about 4 hours or so, to research the previous games, which, as much I have played them through, I wanted to get as much detail as I could about them, and give you just a very, very brief rundown on what happened in the previous games, that you are up to date before I start playing this new one for you. So basically, all I'm going to do for you, I've got pages and pages in front of me of information. I'm going to read it out for you and let you know what's happened so far. So obviously, we'll kick off with Borderlands 1. Now, that took place in a world called Pandora in the year 5252. Now, on Pandora, there was believed to be a vault which was full of alien technologies and secrets and things like that, which everyone wanted to get their hands on, because obviously, if they get it, they could sell it for absolutely loads, because it could be alien weaponry, it could be alien resources and energies and things like that. So they wanted to get hold of that so they could make a lot of money. However, the only problem that everyone had with this was that the people that actually found the vault that started this whole story, yeah, they died. It's rumored that there was sort of a protective force for the vault, and it killed them the second they got close to the vault. So no one particularly knows exactly where the vault is or what's actually happened to it, and so on and so forth. So the whole story of number one is that everyone on this planet is trying to look for this vault, more or less, and that they are trying to get hold of it, trying to open it, and trying to find out what's inside. So now, your fourth playable character in Borderlands 1, you've got Lilith, who is a siren, so she uses sort of magical abilities and arcane powers and all that sort of thing. You've then got Mordecai, who is sort of a spy, assassin kind of guy. He uses sniper rifles or melee, sort of the two things that he can specialise in. You've then got Brick, who is an absolute tank of a guy. He's huge. His sort of special ability thing was that he just drops his guns and starts punching people and one-shots people when he does punch them, unless they're a boss, in which case just does a huge amount of damage. And then you've also got Roland, who's just sort of your standard soldier guy. His sort of special abilities were that he could summon turrets and things like that, and tended to specialise in sort of assault rifles and submachine guns and things like that. So that's your four main characters on that one. So you start your game, you pick your characters, and basically you start on this bus, you roll up to this town, and sort of the whole basis of the game, it sounds very sort of repetitive, but the basis of the game is that you start in one town, you sort of earn your reputation in that town, help the guys out, do what they need you to do to earn their trust, and then they will slowly but surely give you information about the vault, or let you know someone who knows more information about the vault, and sort of that's how you progress through the game. You sort of go from town to town, finding out what you need to know until eventually you find your vault. So start off in your first town, and you actually get greeted by a claptrap, I believe, and you basically do a couple of things. You find Dr. Ned, who's also again in Borderlands 2. He's your doctor in Borderlands 2, and you help him out, and he will help you out, and so forth. But you also get this guardian angel person, this blue-eyed guardian angel. We'll just call her Angel. It's the easiest thing to do. But she basically is there with you throughout the whole game, telling you who to trust, who not to trust, where to go, and just a general guardian angel looking out for you, telling you where to go. So once you've sort of done what you need to do with a couple of people, got some information from her, you actually find out that the vault has a key to open it, obviously. But the key for the vault has been broken off into pieces. There are multiple pieces of this key which you need to find, put together, and then you can open the vault. You find out that the first key piece is in a mine protected by a guy named Sledge. So you do what you do. You head down to the mine. You ask him if you can get the vault key piece. He says no. So you do what you do best, and you kill him and you take his shit. You take his key from him. He's dead. He can't argue with you. Key's yours. That's that. Now, once Sledge is dead, you start heading off to another town to find out some more information. Now, on your way to this town, you get a message from a commandant, someone Steel. We'll just call her Steel. And she basically tells you that she is from the Atlas Corporation, who are apparently this all-powerful corporation throughout Pandora, and they say, "Oh, we own everything alien. You have an alien vault key piece. That vault key piece is ours. Give it to us." And you sort of go, no, I've earned it. If you want it, you're going to have to come kill me, sort of thing. Just, it's not yours, it's mine. This world is a world full of bandits and thieves and crooks and criminals and all sorts. You can't really control them. So if you want it, you're going to have to do as bandits, crooks, and criminals do, and just take what is yours, basically. So if you want it, you're going to have to take it from me. So obviously, Steel doesn't like you because you're sort of going, no. So anyway, once you've told her where to go, you sort of carry on your journey, and you come to a place called New Haven, which is run by someone called a Miss Helena Pierce. Her name is, which she sort of runs a town. So again, you do what you do in the other town. You sort of help everyone out. You go get them what they need to function. Help them out if they're getting attacked. You kill whoever's attacking them. If they've lost something, you go and find it for them. And slowly but surely, they give you information. Now, once you've done enough for these guys, Helena Pierce actually tells you that there is a woman named Patricia Tannis who has been researching all of this alien stuff, the vault and everything like that. So she tells you where to find her, and again, you set off to go and find Patricia Tannis. Now, once you find Patricia Tannis, you do, again, same old shit. You do what you need to do to get her to give you some information, and once you have, she then tells you that a guy named Crazy Earl is in possession of one of your key pieces. So, again, you set out, you look for Crazy Earl. Now, Helena Pierce is mentioned in Borderlands 2. Patricia Tannis, again, is in Borderlands 2. Crazy Earl is also in Borderlands 2. And the pre-sequel as well, actually. He's always going to be, he's an SDU vendor, which is basically things like you can hold more ammo, you can hold more stuff in your bag, you can put more stuff in your bank and things like that. He is sort of your main vendor for things like that. So, and he's through all of them. So, but anyway, you head out, you go find Crazy Earl, and once you get there, Crazy Earl, again, you have to do what you need to do. He basically says, I'm looking for a bottle of moonshine, I've lost it. You go off, you find his moonshine, you come back, you give him his moonshine, and he then tells you that he did have his key piece, it's been stolen. So you then have to go and set out and find out where his key piece has gone for him. Now, he says it was stolen from a guy named Crom. Now, Crom is in this sort of cavern, cave, chasm thing, named like Crom's Cavern or something like that. So you set out to there, fight your way through the cavern and that until you come to Crom. Again, you do what you did with Sledge. He won't give it to you, so you got to kill him. You got to take it from him. Simple as that, really. Not a very nice guy. He does shoot you with sort of turrets and rocket launchers and cannons and all sorts. But if you're as great as I am, you kill him. And you take his key piece, and you head back to Patricia Tannis again, give her that key piece because she's looking after him for it in a safe for you. So you give her that, leave it with her to research, and she tells you that there is a third piece in what is called a rack nest. Now, racks, if you've never played the game, are these horrible little bat flying bird creature things that sort of piss you off. All they are there to do is piss you off. So as you're walking around, you'll find this group in the air and they'll just start diving down. They die in about one shot. But there was this rack hive, which is like this great big manatee, vagina-faced, elephant-looking thing with a nest on its back that just spawns these birds that sort of come off of its back and fly away and things like that. and fly down to fight you. So again, do what you need to do there. I don't quite know where the key piece was stored on this creature. I don't know whether you had to sort of go inside or if it was just on his back or what, but you kill it, you take the key piece back to Patricia Tannis as usual, and that's that. Once you get back to Patricia Tannis with your third key piece, she then tells you that the fourth and final key piece is with a guy named Baron Flint. So you set out once again to go and find Baron Flint, who is on his ship. You go climb up his ship and everything. You find him, you fight him, you kill him. You open his chest, you find his key piece, and you walk. No, you don't. That's a complete lie. He doesn't have a key piece. You've been completely lied to. Patricia Tannis is bullshitting you. There are 3 key pieces. So you head back and you find out that actually what she's done is taking your 3 key pieces and she's given them to she's given them to Steel. That really nice lady who was being a bitch to us and saying she wanted a key piece. Patricia Tannis has been working with her all along. However, Patricia Tannis has also been fucked over here because you find out that she's basically given the key pieces to Steel, and Steel's just thrown her in his cell and fucked off to the vault herself. So you sort of go back, laugh at Patricia Tannis, and fuck off again to go and chase after Steel before she can open the vault and take whatever loot is in there from you. So you fight your way through everything. You catch up with Commander Steel, just you catch up with Steel, and actually you catch up with her just as she opens the vault. So she sat there going, I am so great, I have opened the vault, all of the riches inside are mine, all the power and everything is mine, and then bam, out comes this creature, spikes her straight through the heart, like alien style, sort of like kind of thing, and then sucks her back in and munches her all up. All that was in the vault was the Destroyer, this massive fuck-off creature with a big giant eye that fires a laser down at you, and that's all it was. It was just this creature sat in this cage, basically, and all you've done is open the cage. So, again, you do what you do best. You kill this creature, and actually for us, it didn't really drop anything. It didn't really have any loots or any treasures or anything. It was literally just kill this creature, which it was a bit of a letdown for me and Frost when we played it through. But we can't really complain. The game was still a pretty good game. But yeah, you do that, and then obviously you get the Guardian Angel message you and all that, or Angel message you and say like, "Oh, I knew all along that it was an alien. I'm really sorry that I lied to you." Blah blah blah. But at some point, someone was going to open it, and I'd rather that you open it and you could kill the creature than someone else open it and the creature kill them and then kill everyone. So that's why I had to tell you there were treasures and alien secrets and all that inside the vaults that you would be excited to open the vault, not sort of, well, fuck off, there's a giant great big alien and now I'm not going to open that. But yeah, you do that, and that's that one for you. Obviously, after that, you then get your DLC, which in this game there were 4 of. Now, before we get on to the DLC and things, after you've killed the alien, Angel has said what she has to say. You get sort of your credits and that, and then you get little cutscenes and things like that, where one of them you get a massive lightning bolt come down and strike a claptrap unit, and the claptrap unit sort of spazzes out, short circuits, and then it basically comes back alive with a giant big red eye, big red visual screen thing on him. Basically, he's turned evil, basically, is what it looks like. You also get a little cutscene where up in the sky there's this big Hyperion satellite looking over, and apparently it's been watching you the whole time, is sort of what that's meant to signify. And who Hyperion is, I don't know. We don't know. Who knows? But yeah, once you've done that, you've then got your 4 DLC. So your 4 DLC are, you've got the Zombie Island of Dr. Ned, Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot, the Secret Armory of General Knox, and Claptrap's Robot Revolution. So your Zombie Island of Dr. Ned is it's pretty much as you can hear in the title. It is a zombie-based DLC. It's set in a town called Jacob's Cove, where everyone sort of fled from there, other than the main town. And Dr. Ned was in charge of looking after them. Dr. Ned being the doctor of this place. Dr. Zed was the one that obviously we helped at the start of the game, that we'll help out in Borderlands 2 and all that sort of stuff. So it does get very confusing. They are all pretty much named that, and it's really irritating. The whole joke of this DLC as well was that Dr. Ned looked exactly like Dr. Zed, but with a sort of fake mustache over the top. And that was his evil counterpart sort of thing. So that was the whole joke of that one. But yeah, it was based in a town called Jacob's Cove, which was under control of Dr. Ned, and he was supposed to sort of look after and make sure they're all okay and keep them fit and healthy. And then apparently something went wrong. Something accidentally contaminated his medicines and things, and turned everyone into a zombie. And he basically gets in touch with you and he's like, "Look, can you help me out and everything? I really need to sort of get this sorted and that." So you go over, you kill a load of zombies and things like that, and you do what you need to do, and you eventually find Dr. Ned. Lo and behold, you find Dr. Ned. He is a bad guy. He meant to turn them into zombies all along. So, again, do what you do best. You kill Dr. Ned and everything after a nice long boss fight. As usual, your credits start rolling. End game. Um, that's a complete lie. The credits start rolling, and then there's an undead Ned. Starts tearing apart your credits and all that. You start getting claws come through and all that. They tear apart, and then another boss fight called like Undead Ned, which is obviously just as worse as Dr. Ned. He crawls down this little hole because you fight in sort of this butcher's room or something. There's a big hole in the floor. It leads down to this bloody pit of shit. And you go and fight him in there, and he sort of swims around in the blood. He ducks under and up and everything, and pops the ball over there. And you do what you do best. You sort of kill him, smite him down and everything, and then your credits roll, and that's the end of that one pretty much. Because nobody wants a Dr. Ned, let alone an undead Dr. Ned. So, that's that one. So your second DLC was obviously Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot. Now, this DLC, there wasn't really much to it. It was pretty much, you had 3 arenas, and the whole story of it was that Moxie was looking for a 4th husband. Yeah, a 4th husband. And all she basically did was she made these 3 arenas and made it so that you had to battle it out with all sorts of creatures and bosses that you'd fought in the game, and anything she could summon really. And you fought it out with them, and whoever won was her husband basically. So you do sort of 5 rounds in each arena. Well, you basically did 25 rounds because it was 25. It was 5 waves to a round, and you had to do 5 rounds. So you had sort of 5 waves, and then you kill a boss, and that's round 1 done, and then so on and so forth. So you basically had 25 waves in each arena, and that was it. You just did your 5 arenas. There was no sort of special loot at the end. Once you'd done sort of 5 rounds in each arena, you then unlocked the arenas in another difficulty where you had to do, I think it was 20 rounds or something like that, which is a lot of effort. We never did that. We just did your standard 5 because it was one of those things. On most of your DLCs, you unlock sort of a harder difficulty of something, so it'd be one of your bosses or something would now become sort of so-and-so the Invincible, which is just a much harder version of them. So that was basically their version of the Invincible. You just did all your arenas again, but for 20 waves. It took me and Frost about 4 hours to do the original 5, so there was no way we were doing 20 rounds, but that was it. You didn't sort of there wasn't really even sort of a cutscene at the end of it or a big loot or anything. You got sort of a little certificate that said, "Oh yeah, you've got plus 100 badassery" or something like that, which equated to nothing. So yeah, not one of our best or favorite DLCs, but. After that came The Secret Armory of General Knox. Now, this story based around a character called Athena who was working for the Atlas Corporation and had basically gone rogue. She was one of their sort of assassins or something like that, which you find out a lot more about in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, because she is a playable character in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. But yeah, it's based sort of around her trying to bring down and destroy the Atlas Corporation. Now, General Knox, who's obviously the one in the title, he is her superior. No, not her superior, sorry. He is Commandant Steele's superior. That Steele lady woman thing, he's her superior. And he has been tasked to eliminate Athena and anyone that's working with Athena, so obviously ourselves included. So, yeah, again, same old thing. You sort of fight your way through all of his sort of underlings and things like that. Anyone that was helping him, you work your way through. You help a couple of places out. You get cars and things to drive around in this one. Actually, you eventually come to an armory where obviously you fight General Knox, and same old thing. You do your boss battle and everything. Once he dies, actually, you've basically got a minute from when he dies to loot as much as you can from his armory, which is this massive place. It's just full to the brim of chests. There's no way that we found to loot absolutely everything in that 1 minute either. That's how many chests there are in there. And after a minute, the whole place just self-destructs and goes boom. So you've got to get in, get what you can, and get out again. And that's that basically. There isn't, again, because the whole aim of the game is a first-person shooter, so pretty much the whole aim of the game is you shoot your way through everything. I can't really go into too much detail about them. Again, there's plenty of story in there, but this video is probably going to be about 45 minutes to an hour anyway, so I don't want to be going into the full details of everything. But yeah, that's that one. Basically, you same old shit. You do a boss battle, and the place goes boom. And then you're on to your fourth and final DLC, which is Claptrap's New Robot Revolution. Now, this DLC was based around the CL4P-TP bots, otherwise known as Claptraps, because it's a lot easier to just say Claptrap. Now, this one was actually based around the one that we had at the end of the game, struck by lightning that turned bad. Basically, what he did, he got rewired, got sort of short-circuited and spazzed out, as I said earlier, turned evil, and then went on this whole parade to convert all the other Claptraps to rebel against everyone else, because all your Claptraps are in the game are basically sort of robot minion slave sort of things to the people living on Pandora. So yeah, he basically went on this whole tirade to brainwash all the other Claptraps, I suppose, to rebel against us. So your same old shit, basically. You find your way through and everything, and you're trying to find your boss Claptrap. So you fight your way through plenty of Claptraps and all sorts. All different Claptraps. You got ninja ones and kamikaze ones and pirate ones and all sorts. But again, you do that and you come to your Claptrap at the end and you fight not him, because he spent his whole time building a gigantic Claptrap that flies in through the sky. You get to your little Claptrap and he's like, haha, now fight this giant one, which just comes flying in, drops down in front of you, and he sort of crawls inside it. And yeah, you do your same thing. You kill this giant thing, aim for its eye. If you intend to play this, aim for the eye. This thing just has rocket launchers on every single side of it, just blasting away at you. So hide behind a rock or something, keep ducking in and out of cover, shooting away at his eye, and eventually you're down the boss. The Claptrap sort of falls out of it and goes out, and out he comes from the back of it, rolls around on the floor, and you sort of pull out this rewire, this electromagnet thing to basically reset him. You sort of shoot him, turn it off, turn it back on again, sort of thing. And you do that, and he comes back, and he's the same old Claptrap dancing away. So now that Claptrap, I believe, is actually the one that you play as in the Borderlands pre-sequel. So again, obviously, something to bear in mind there, and just remember that obviously you've got Athena in there, you've then got Claptrap in there as well. So and that's Borderlands 1 in a nutshell. Obviously, again, I would definitely recommend playing these games. I absolutely enjoyed the games, especially Borderlands 2, which we're obviously about to get onto, but I highly rate these games. They're absolutely great. So, but as I said, that's Borderlands 1. On to Borderlands 2. So, Borderlands 2. Now, Borderlands 2 is set 5 years after what happened in Borderlands 1, so in 52-57. In those 5 years, a masked man named Handsome Jack has taken over the Hyperion Corporation. You remember that that massive, well, not massive, but the satellite that was up in the sky named Hyperion. Apparently they are a massive organization that throughout the solar system that do weaponry and things like that, as well as sort of control quite a lot of places as well. So he's managed to somehow take control of that, and he has found out that there is another vault on Pandora, which he's trying to open. So basically what he does is he hires vault hunters, gets them to do what they can to try and find the vault, and then kills them. And so he's done that, and that's basically how our game starts, actually, because he hires us to find this vault for him, and the game starts. So we're on a train going wherever, I assume. I don't think we ever get told that. I think we might have been on our way to Opportunity, which is a town that he created in his honor. Doesn't he just sound great already? But yeah, he basically puts us on this train full of enemies and things. We fight our way through those, get to the front of the train where Jack is supposed to be, and we find out that it's not Jack, it's sort of a clone of him. Well, not even a clone, it's a robot version of him covered in dynamite that just goes boom, whole train goes boom, we go flying, and we die, end of the game. No, it's not. We pass out, and you wake up, and you're actually greeted by Claptrap. Good old Claptrap, yeah, you're greeted by him. And he basically says that he's going to use you as his ticket out of this sort of snow-covered hellhole that he's in, because due to the robot revolution sort of thing, he's been exiled, I assume. And he's basically going to say, "Oh, look, I found vault hunters that know what Jack's up to and all of that, and can help defend whoever needs it, basically. Now, same again as the last game. To open the vault, you need the 3 vault key pieces, and you've also found out that he needs a siren later on in the game as well, which is completely honest because you find out that Commandant Steele was a siren, so she uses her siren powers to open the vault. Now, you also, or later on in the game, find out that he since the first vault opened, there's been this alien sort of thing has been released. It's material called iridium, and he's basically been pumping that in. Well, he needs to pump that into a siren to increase their powers. Any sirens that basically consume iridium will increase their powers and make whatever powers they've got a lot stronger. So your likes of Lilith from the last game and Maya in this one. Maya's your siren in this one that you play as. Yeah, if they consume iridium, it makes them a lot more powerful. So he basically needs a siren to power up your key so that you can open it, and obviously if he pumps one full of iridium, they power up the key a lot quicker, so that he can open the vault as soon as he gets there. Again, your guardian angel or angel appears in this one to you and basically tells you that yes, this claptrap is your ticket out of here. It's great to listen to him, do what he needs to do, what he says, so you can get where you need to go and find someone that can help you out a little bit more than he can. So Claptrap basically says to you, right, I know of a guy, I used to work for a guy, he kicked me out, stole my boat and everything, called Captain Flint, who is Baron Flint's brother from the first one, if you remember the guy that we killed. But yeah, he is Baron Flint's brother, Captain Flint. So you have to basically work your way up this sort of tower with a boat on top of it to go and kill him and take over Claptrap's ship again that was stolen from him. So you take over this ship. And you head out to towards a place called Sanctuary, which is where everyone has sort of claimed refuge. So like New Haven was basically, and after number 1, you find out partway through the game of number 2, the New Haven sort of got stormed by Hyperion. Everyone got forced out, and they all fled to Sanctuary now, and that's where everyone is safe basically. Now, when you finally get to Sanctuary, again, you have to earn people's trust to get in, and actually the person running Sanctuary is Roland. So Roland, our sort of soldier from the first one, he's running this Sanctuary, and he says basically one of his guys has gone missing. Can you go and find him? If you find him and help us, I'll let you in, sort of thing. So you go out, you go and find this guy. Turns out his sort of guy that you were looking for has been killed, or you get there as he is dying. And then dies on you. So Roland knows that, all right, okay, so he's dead. Come back to us. We'll let you in, and you can help us out, sort of thing. So you head back. You get let in, and it turns out that actually Roland has gone missing. Roland, while you were out looking for that guy, apparently got wind that he had to go and find something, or that there was a key piece or something like that that he could quickly stop Jack from getting. Went out to get it, and he's now gone missing. So you get into town, and you find out there's some information left lying around. Sort of Roland tells you where he was going, leaves sort of a little recording of saying where he was going, and then somebody says that basically they've got news that he's been captured by someone called the Firehawk. Doesn't sound like a particularly nice person, and isn't a particularly nice person. But anyway, you again set out to find Roland. Obviously, knowing that he's been captured by the Firehawk, you set out to find the Firehawk, because obviously if you find the Firehawk, you find Roland, sort of thing. So you go out, you go to this chasm where he was been last seen, the Firehawk, and you fight your way through all of these bandits and things, trying to get to the Firehawk, to try and steal Roland from him, and kill the Firehawks. The Firehawks also killed quite a lot of their men. So you fight your way through, and you find out the Firehawk is Lilith, our siren from the last game. So yeah, you help Lilith out and everything from the bandit attack. You have a chat with her. Turns out she doesn't have Roland. He has actually been kidnapped by bandits and things like that. So you're still shit out of luck on the Roland situation. But you found Lilith and you head back to Sanctuary. Now Lilith comes up with the idea that, well, not Lilith, but somebody comes up with the idea that you've basically got to go to the bandit camp, which you head out to there, and they won't let you in because your car doesn't look like their car. They obviously know you're not a bandit because you're not in a bandit car, so you have to go on a mission. You blow up all these other bandit cars. Why you can't just kill the bandits and steal the car, I don't know, but you have to blow up about 6 bandit cars and then go to Ellie, who is a mechanic there, and she fixes a bandit car up for you from the pieces from the 6 that you blew up. And then you drive into your bandit place, you fight some assassins and things like that, fight a couple of bosses, and you find Roland, who is trapped in a jail cell. Funnily enough, actually, while he's in this jail cell, another robot breaks into the jail cell and puts him in another jail, sort of a plasma jail. So he's in a cage kind of thing. Anyway, and they start dragging him away. So you basically got to chase after this robot and kill it before it can take Roland away. It's a Hyperion one, so I think it's sort of Captain Jack, Handsome Jack. I always call him Captain Jack. Handsome Jack is trying to get Roland off of you. Because he's the leader of the rebel army, basically, for Hyperion, because now that Jack's owning it, Hyperion aren't very nice people. So, once you finally captured Roland, you go back to Sanctuary and everything, and Roland basically says that the town is in need of a power core. Its shields are not very high. They need to, basically, Handsome Jack has found out where you are. He's going to assault the town soon. And they need a power core, so basically what they can do is lift the city off of the floor and fly it away out of safety. But in the meantime, he's got caught wind of something happening out somewhere, so you have to go and speak to one of a spy friend of his, who's out in a Badland somewhere. And that's while he basically goes off and finds a power core for the town, so he can set the town back up again and get the place safe and up and running again. So you set out and you go and find this spy, and you finally find him. He's on top of this massive peak. You wake him up and everything, and it's Mordecai. It's Mordecai from our last game, our assassin sort of guy from the last game, and he's basically caught wind. There is a train passing through this area with a vault key piece on it, or the vault key. I'm not quite sure on that one. But yeah, something that if you can get your hands on and stop Jack getting his hands on, that pretty much stops him dead in his tracks, and he can't do anything until he's killed you and taken it off of you, which isn't going to happen. So yeah, you then team up with Tiny Tina, who is one of Roland's friends. She's a 13-year-old girl that plays with explosives. A very interesting character, to say the least. But yeah, she basically sets up all these explosives that you rig onto the train track on this little bridge. As the train comes over, you blow up the bridge, and the train comes down, and you go and salvage the train to try and find this vault key piece. However, you come into contact with Wilhelm, who is Handsome Jack's right-hand man. He's his big cyborg thing. Well, actually, in this game, he's pretty much just a giant robot. Which it was all a setup, basically. The person that told Mordecai was basically set up to tell him that it'll be a vault key piece, so that we could go and find the vault key piece, and Wilhelm would kill us. Wilhelm, by the way, is another playable character in Borderlands pre-sequel. Again, the whole story of him will be how he came to be a robot, I believe. So yeah, as I said. But again, you kill Wilhelm, and it turns out actually that Angel points out that there is a power core in Wilhelm, a very big power core, which will be able to power your city. So you take your power core and you head back to Sanctuary, you plug it in, and again, it's all a setup. Angel is a two-faced bitch. She is working for Handsome Jack. That power core of Wilhelm's has now given Jack complete control of Sanctuary. And he basically shuts down the shields and starts his assault on Sanctuary and shuts down the whole city. Luckily for us, we've got Lilith, so we give Lilith a shitload of iridium. She takes it all and she starts to teleport the city out of there. For some reason, teleports the whole city bar us and teleports us outside the city. Thanks for that. But yeah, she basically teleports the whole city to safety, and you've then got to go on a quest again to find where the city has ended up. Really helpful, that, isn't it? She's managed to teleport absolutely everyone other than us 4 Vault Hunters in the game. Once you found Sanctuary again, you get back into Sanctuary and you speak to the people there and everything, and you find out that they've figured out a way to get into Jack's Fortress. There is a key needed to get into Jack's Fortress, which is on Mordecai's pet bird, Bloodwing. However, Bloodwing has been captured by Handsome Jack, and you've basically got to go to this sort of zoo enclosure thing and find Bloodwing. So you fight your way through all of his security and things like that, and you find Bloodwing. However, Bloodwing is no longer the little bird that was Mordecai's pet. It's now this giant fuck-off bird because Jack's been playing with it, absolutely huge thing, and it's pissed him off, and he's now in control by Jack and set to kill you. So you've got to weaken the bird. You get it to a point where it can no longer sort of fight you, but it's still alive and that, and you're going to take it back and rescue it and everything. So you head over to help it and everything and get the key card off of it, and Jack blows its head up with a bazooka. Cheers, Jack. Absolutely wonderful. But you still got your key card, so Mordecai's pretty pissed off, and Mordecai wants Jack's head on a stick. But you've got your key, which is what you need to get through the front doors of Jack's fortress. However, there are multiple steps to getting into his fortress. Obviously, it wouldn't be very great if this great big all-powerful person just had a front door key. So you then find out that to get through the second part, which is the bunker, you've got to find somebody called the Slab King, who will help you get through the bunker. He controls all of the bandits, basically, and will send all of those guys to fight for you and fight your way through the bunker. So you set off to find your Slab King. You do your missions to find him and everything. You help him out and all of that, and you find out that actually Slab King is Brick from the last game. So you've now got your 4 Vault Hunters from the previous game all together. They're all main characters in this story, and it's all happy and dandy. So yeah, you get Brick, you help him out for a bit, and he says, yeah, sure, I'll help you fight through your bunker and everything. And that's that basically. Now, once you've got those two, you then also Angel gets back in touch with you and says that basically she didn't really get a choice. If she didn't help you, Jack was going to kill her. However, she does want to see Jack suffer and Jack dead. So she does somehow convince us that to let her help us out again. And she says that we'll need Jack's voice to actually open the final door for Jack. He's basically got 3 stages. So you've got your front door key, you fight your way through the bunker, and he's got a voice activated door so he can get into his fortress, the little thing. So she then says that we have to head to Opportunity, that town that I mentioned earlier that Jack has built basically for himself, as there are little plinths all around Opportunity with Jack's voice on it, just talking shit basically. But yeah, what you do is you will you get a voice recorder. You record his voice from all of these little statues and things that he's placed around the place with his voice on it, and you get Angel actually redoes his voice and makes a voice converter for you that you put on, and it turns your voice into Handsome Jack's, which is a very weird experience. And you played the whole game as one character, and suddenly you sound like Handsome Jack. It is really weird, but thankfully it's only for part of the game. So with these 3 things done, you've now got your key in, you've now also got your help for the bunker, and you've got your voice activator. That's everything you need. You head out. So you use your key, you get through your front door, that's that, fight your way through and everything until you get to the bunker. You get your bandits to help you fight your way through your bunker and everything until you get to the back of the bunker, which is not a bunker at all. It is a BNK-3R bot, which is basically this giant fuck off spaceship. Like, you know what you get on Star Wars, the giant like Millennium Falcon looking thing. It's that, and it flies around and it shoots you and everything. It's horrible, a massive boss fight basically, which you don't really get that much help from at all. From anyone, but as I said, you kill that, and that drops a shitload of loot. That's somewhere that we farmed loot for absolutely ages, because it's got quite a high drop chance on decent weapons, legendary weapons, and things like that. So we farmed that for quite a bit, because you can do it over and over again. So we did. But yeah, and then once you've done that, you then use your voice activation key and head down into the fortress. So you head through the fortress and you actually find Angel. Now it turns out that Angel is Handsome Jack's daughter, and she's a siren. And basically, the second that Jack found out that he could open the vault and he needed a siren, he's chained her up, locked her up and everything, and is just pumping her full of iridium. Just whole tubes in her and everything, just pumping her full of it. So the whole reason that she set up all of this, you've got to kill the bunker and use the voice activation thing, is to kill her. What she wants you to do is kill all the defense systems around her and then kill her, because she doesn't want to live anymore. It's a horrible way to live. Her dad has basically chained her up and has been pumping her full of this shit and just forcing her and enslaved her basically, but also blames her for all of it. So not a very nice person at all. But yeah, you do what you do best. You kill all of her defense systems and everything, and you finish her for her. However, when you do this, you kill her, and you all sort of sat around talking and everything. You've got Roland and Lilith with you and everything. And then Jack appears. He shoots Roland straight through the chest and kills Roland for you. And then he traps Lilith and teleports out with you, which is fucking great, isn't it? your two most powerful people that control everything, and he's just killed one and stolen the other. And Lilith being a siren means that he can still open the vault. So yeah, you do what you do. You do a little bit more digging, find out where Jack is, and it turns out that he is at the vault. He's got his key. He's with Lilith, and he's going to open the thing. So you rush down there as quick as you can, blast your way through all of his men, and then you come to Jack pretty much as he's about to open the vault. Lilith is being controlled by him. She doesn't get a choice. She's wearing this dog collar looking thing which controls her completely by Jack. So you basically start shooting up Jack to try and kill him. At the very last second, just as he's about to die, sort of thing, or you're about to kill him, he unlocks the vault, gets this massive protective bubble around him while the vault's open, and releases the warrior from the vault. Now, the warrior can actually be controlled. Whoever opens the vault can control him, so he basically says, kill the vault hunters. So, once again, after you've just done a handsome Jack boss battle fight, you've now got your warrior boss battle fight. And it ain't fun. He's basically just got this chest plate thing, and you shoot his chest plate, and it all falls off, and then it opens critical hit points, and you do that, and it's same old sort of rinse and repeat process that you get with pretty much all bosses. You kill that thing, and you fire this massive moonshot cannon thing down, which gives you a very, very high chance of a legendary. So again, we farmed that quite a bit because all you do is you fire your moonshot cannon, blows up the warrior, kills your warrior, drops a legendary, and then you get somebody to pick up the legendary if you're doing it with two people like me and Frost were. You pick up the legendary, you then get them to leave the session. Whoever's not in control of the session, so they save and quit the session. Whoever's owning the session just Alt F4s it without picking up the quest or saving and leaving and all of that, so that it basically resets the quest and you can kill the warrior again. But anyway, you kill your warrior, you then go over to Jack and you kill him. End game, happy days. Jack's dead. Unfortunately, Roland's dead. But you then Brick and Mordecai appear and everything and say, "Oh shit, did we miss everything?" Blah blah blah, because they were busy fighting all of his bandits and stopping them from coming in and helping him. And then there's this little thing on the floor which you pick up, and it turns out it's a map. And this map is basically a map for the entire universe and lets you know where all of the other vaults are within the universe. Brick calls dibs on them, but I'd imagine that's where they're going to play off from that story, is that you then go off and find all these other vaults, which would be pretty cool to play as the original Vault Hunters again, obviously minus Roland. I don't know what they're going to do there, but that's the end of that one, basically. Obviously, you've then got your DLC, which in this one there are absolutely loads of. I'm going to run through the 4 main ones that were covered by your season pass, because there were plenty of other ones, but they were all sort of very short DLCs. They were called Headhunter DLCs, where there was only really sort of one main boss, and it was seasoned, like the holiday themed one. So you got a Christmas one, a New Year's one, Easter one, a Thanksgiving one, Halloween one, all sorts of things. So again, had ties in. All of these have references to the other games, references to other things. There's Dark Souls references in some of them, and there are Lord of the Rings references in there, and there's Star Wars, so there's all sorts of references in these games. So again, this is why I highly recommend that you play the games, because as much as I'm giving you the quick rundown on it, it's a very brief rundown of everything in these games. I mean, my total playtime in Borderlands 2 was nearly 300 hours, so that's how much game time I managed to get out of it. As I said, very highly rated games. But we will continue onto our 4 DLC. So the 4 main DLC that I'm going to cover then, you've got Captain Scarlet and her Pirate's Booty, Mr. Talk's Campaign of Carnage, Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt, and Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. So your first DLC then, Captain Scarlet and her Pirate's Booty. Now this is a DLC that takes place in a desert that was originally an ocean. It's all dried up. How that's come to be, I don't know. I really didn't read that far into it. But this DLC is based around a Captain Blade secret booty or something like that. And you get told about this by Captain Scarlet. She tells you, yeah, there's this treasure. Can you help me find it? However, all the while she is telling you that she is going to betray you at some point. She's like, oh, I might betray you. Oh yeah, it would be funny if I betrayed you, wouldn't it? Ha 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 ha. Yes, I'm going to find the treasure and then I'll betray you and all this. So anyway, that's just, you basically had a pre-warning through the whole thing that she's going to be a bitch. But you do what you do best. You help her out. You kill what you need to kill, you find what you need to find, and eventually you find the location of the treasure. It comes up in the middle of sort of the desert sort of thing, and you both race there. You both arrive at the same time, and this giant fuck off monster comes out of the floor and eats you both. That's the end of that. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, you get eaten by this monster. You're both inside there. So you battle out of her inside this monster. She's actually got a pet in there, kind of like the Rakhai from number one, actually. She's riding one of those basically. So you kill that, and then she teleports out. Actually, she doesn't actually die, I don't think. And once you've done this, the creature, the Leviathan, basically voms you back out, just hurls you out again, and you fight that again. That starts attacking you, so you kill that and use its corpse as a bridge to the loot, basically. So once you've done your boss battle with her, you do your boss battle with this massive Leviathan thing. That thing falls to the ground, and you just crawl across its body over to the loot, and it's happy days for everyone, basically. As I said, you do that. You've got your loot. Game over. Well played. So your second DLC, Mr. Torgue's Campaign of Carnage. Now this has to be my all-time favourite DLC. I absolutely love this DLC purely for Mr. Torgue. He is such a great character. Seriously, just go watch a playthrough of it. I cannot do enough justice for this. Just go and watch it. But if you can't be fucked, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what happens in it. Now this DLC is actually based on a vault. Basically what's happened is they found another vault and they've built this stadium around it and Torgue is basically, because this vault can only open by the ultimate champion spilling the blood of the ultimate coward. So Torgue has basically set up this massive fighting arena to find out who is Pandora's ultimate champion, and then obviously you can find out who your ultimate coward is at some point and spill the blood of it. Anyway, but it's just kind of like a massive battle arena thing. So you go in, you start doing your battle arena, you work your way up your ladder ranks and that, you kill all the people below you, blah, 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 until you come to the very top where you meet Piston, and you fight Piston, and Piston cheats. He poison gases you or sleeping gases you and things and throws you out, and without anyone knowing, sort of thing. So you've then got, but no one knows this, so everyone's like, oh yeah, he lost to Piston, he's back down at the bottom of the ladder, sort of thing. And you have to work your way back at the ladder again. That's pretty much all it is. You start at the bottom, you then work your way up, you fight, you kill the sort of 4 people or so that are below Piston, work your way back up to Piston again, get into the battle arena. Once again, Piston cheats. However, this time he's in a gigantic, like, metal Godzilla thing. But again, because you're as great as I am, you kick his ass, you kill his Godzilla, kill him. And his blood spills. It just goes down this little comb thing, lands on the vault, and there's what can only be explained, as Mr. Torgue explained in the thing, is a giant fucking loot explosion. There's loot pouring out of this thing from the middle of the thing. Absolutely great DLC. As I said, I would definitely, if you want to watch any part of the game, watch that playthrough. Just watch the Mr. Torgue's Campaign of Carnage somewhere on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find it. It's an absolutely great DLC, purely for sort of some of his quotes on there. But I'm not going to quote any of them because I won't do them any justice. Now your third DLC was obviously Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt. Now this DLC, it wasn't I didn't particularly enjoy it, neither did Frost. It was a very sort of repetitive DLC. It is exactly as it is in real life. It was a game hunt, so it was more or less just, oh, here's a rare creature, go find it, kill it. Here's a rare creature, go find it, kill it. Here's a rare creature. It was literally pretty much just that. However, there was also a storyline going on behind it, which was that there was a guy called Professor Nakayama, who was creating all sorts of abominations and things like that. Absolutely loves Handsome Jack and was trying to create a clone of Handsome Jack, basically. Again, he appears in Borderlands, the pre-sequel at one part, so with a lot more detail about the story, but you've basically got to stop him creating a clone of Handsome Jack in this storyline, because Handsome Jack is not a nice guy. We've already killed him, thanks, we'd rather not do it again. However, as shit as the DLC was, it did have one of the most memorable endings to the game, because you work your way through the DLC and you fight what's called a Jackenstein, which was a Tankenstein from Dr. Ned's DLC, where he basically was a massive, great big fuck off zombie, except this Jackenstein is the same thing. Tankenstein, Handsome Jack's mask on, pretty much. But yeah, you kill one of those, so you do that boss battle. Professor Nakayama appears and says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fight you now," and he's got all these like boils and growths and things on him because he's all nasty and horrible. But yeah, you've then got to do your boss battle with Professor Nakayama, which is the easiest boss fight and the most memorable, because he stands at the top of the stairs, mouthing off and everything. You've got your boss health bar down at the bottom and everything. Starts walking down the stairs, trips, falls, and just bounces down the stairs, and every time he bounces, his health bar just goes whoop, 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 until eventually he hits the floor, breaks his neck, health bar is empty and it's game over, and you just loot all of his shit from him. So happy days. But like I said, it's one that I don't think I'll be forgetting anytime soon. That's for sure. Because there's no other game I've played where the boss battle is he falls down the stairs and kills himself for you. And lastly, you got your fourth DLC in your season pass thing was Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. Now this was basically Borderlands parody of Dungeons and Dragons, and it was that Tiny Tina and the original Vault Hunters, so Lilith, Mordecai, and Brick, because poor Roland is dead. They're playing Bunkers and Badasses, which, as I said, it's Dungeons and Dragons on Borderlands, basically. So your whole storyline is that you're trying to save the princess from the handsome dragon. Again, with everyone's help along the way. So Roland does appear as the White Knight. You get Moxie's in there. You've got Torg's in there. Hammerlock's in there. Scooter's in, everyone is in there. At one point or another. So it's an absolutely great DLC, especially to sort of round off your season pass or your finishing thing, other than obviously your smaller holiday ones afterwards. Pretty great DLC. But yeah, again, in this one you had references to Dark Souls and things like that in there. But as I said, same old thing pretty much. You just fight your way through different things. You got to help different people out, do certain things, and you eventually find your handsome dragon. Fight the handsome dragon and kill him. After fighting things like your skeletons and your treants and all sorts, got kind of like a Lord of the Rings effect kind of thing to it, as you would expect with the Dungeons and Dragons reference. But as I said, you kill your handsome dragon and you save the princess, which is actually Butt Stallion, which is mentioned partway through Borderlands 2. And is Handsome Jack's diamond pony. Not like a statue made of diamond, it is an actual living pony made of diamond. And it basically farts rainbows, and it makes everything bright and happy again after Handsome Jack, or the Handsome Dragon, has turned everything dark and miserable and skeletons and everything everywhere. So the best thing about this DLC as well was actually once you had saved the princess, she's then back in town, you can feed this diamond pony iridium. If you feed it iridium, it shits out amazing weapons for you. Like, no word of a lie, you sort of like put the iridium in one end and then it goes up and this weapon flies out its bumhole and you quickly catch the weapon, and it was great. We spent hours and countless amounts of iridium doing that. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all you'd need to know coming up to the Borderlands pre-sequel. Now, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with the Borderlands pre-sequel playthrough on here. I don't know whether I'm going to be playing it through on my own, whether I want to play it through with Frost or what. I have got a whole like 24 hours worth of information or recordings from the stream and things of me and Frost playing, but what I think I'm going to do is basically play it through on my own for the YouTube and then take highlights of us playing that together, and basically just upload the highlights probably once I've played through the game so I don't make any spoilers or anything like that. But yeah, just because, as I said beforehand, I could basically just cut up the stream recordings and things like that. I don't think it's as high quality as the recordings that I make here. And as I said, there were extended periods of time on that where it was just us playing through silently and not really doing much. So it wouldn't really be great for you to watch. I mean, if you were there for the story and just wanted to know how the game went, then great. But I personally am doing this just to entertain you guys and give you guys something to laugh about whenever I can, basically. So yeah, as I said, I'm gonna play it from my own, I think, because we both also want to play a Wilhelm, so we're gonna do a dual Wilhelm playthrough of it. But I think it'll be easier if I just play it through on my own and then take highlights from the stream and put it onto here. So, but anyway, that's all the time that I'm going to take from you guys for watching this. If you have watched this, and I thank you so much. As I said, I didn't want to start playing the game through and leave people behind that didn't really know what was going on. So you're very briefly up to date. As I said, if you can, buy the games, play them for yourself, because they are amazing games. As I said, I've got 300 hours pretty much on Borderlands 2. I've got about 60 odd on Borderlands 1 because I played Borderlands 2 first and Borderlands 1 just wasn't quite as good in my opinion. But it all comes down to what you play first, because I know people that played the first one through and don't particularly like the second one in comparison to the first one. But anyway, that's all I'm going to take from you guys today. As I said, I thank you so much if you watch this, and I look forward to playing the Borderlands pre-sequel for you guys. Any questions or anything, let me know, and I'll do what I can to keep you guys up to date. But until next time, guys, have fun and do what you do best. Keep kicking some ass. What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and what the fuck did I just do in my hands? So your third DLC was the fuck. And And you eventually come to this big armory where you fight General Steel, not General Steel, sorry, General Knox. I'll do that one again. So yeah, you eventually come to, and then finally you're on to your fourth DLC, your Claptrap Robot Revolution something bullshit. I fucked it up. So you fight your way through all of his security and things like that. I'm gonna yawn. Is a BNKER bot. That's a lie. Now, once you get inside the fortress, you descend through it, actually, or ascend. You head through his fortress, and you actually find Angel. And Angel, it turns out that Angel has basically, she is Captain Handsome. Ugh. So you head through his fortress, and you basically find out, fuck sake. So obviously your first DLC, Captain Scarlet's pirate, fucking already done it wrong. Great, thanks, wonderful.